Hello, and welcome to the Inventory Boss training course. This course, throughout all of our videos, is going to teach inventory management and logistics for e-commerce sellers. That includes Amazon sellers, Walmart, Shopify, Woocommerce, any number of different e-commerce platforms. This covers it all. My name is Michael Weir. I will be taking you along on this journey. I've developed the Inventory Boss over a period of years and am happy to now explain my system to everybody in the e-commerce sphere. Inventory management, by definition, is not really a cool topic to talk about. It's murky and uncomfortable. It involves a lot of math and can make you kind of sleepy when you start really thinking about it. It's unlikely you've ever heard anyone bragging about their inventory management skills just because it's the least cool aspect of your e-commerce business. It's way more fun to rank your product on a platform such as Amazon or Walmart, and it's more fun to brag about how awesome your ACOS is on your bestseller, stuff like that. But, as you know, if you screw up your inventory, your business will suffer. Order too much, and your precious capital is tied up in units that aren't moving. Not just that, but your storage fees start to increase, especially if you're holding too much inventory in a distribution center, such as Amazon's FBA. If you order too little, you run out of inventory, your listing will vanish from search results, and you'll suffer not only the loss of income for that agonizing period, but you'll need to restart the process of ranking your products all over again once you get back in inventory. It's just a pain. Nobody teaches inventory management for e-commerce sellers, and you have to wonder why that is. It seems like all this should be taught alongside the subjects like product selection, how to optimize a listing, keyword research, social media, chat bots, sponsored ads, etc., right? But it isn't. And not having this knowledge can prove frustrating and a bit intimidating for almost every seller, especially once your business starts to take off and you're including more products and more categories and you're selling on more platforms. When I started my e-commerce business in 2013, my first platform was on Amazon. And trust me when I tell you, it was way better then than it is today in terms of profitability. You could even make mistakes and the profits still rolled in. But not so much today. Today, you need to be sharp and fight for every percentage of profit margin you can get. And that's what the Inventory Boss is going to help you do. You're doing all the other things right. There's tremendous information and excellent teaching in every other area. But to really tighten up your profits, you really have to get on top of your inventory management because no other function in your business will take larger chunks of money out of your bank account than when you purchase products. It's the biggest financial decision for your operating capital that you have in your entire business. And it also happens to be the one area where there's almost no teaching, which is crazy. So we're going to fix that in this series. Now I'm going to give you one caveat. And I can't sugarcoat this. There's going to be some math. In fact, there's going to be a lot of math. Some of it will look a bit scary at first, but the simple fact is you can't run your business efficiently without some math skills. But don't worry. As I explain to audiences when I teach this from stage or mastermind groups, God gave us a universe filled with mathematics. Bill Gates distilled all that into Excel. So just stick with me on the main concepts and you'll do just fine in the execution, I promise. So let's start with some basics. Inventory management addresses these important business issues. When should I order? How much should I order? How far out in the future will this order cover? That's called the forecast horizon. How should I ship? And how do I calculate consolidated shipping? Where should I store my inventory? Meaning, how much should you store and where? Between your own warehouse or your freight forwarder's warehouse or the distribution centers for the big platforms like Amazon and Walmart? Is there a way to minimize my overall monthly storage fees? What do I do in October, November, and December when Amazon increases their storage fees? How do I minimize that impact on my business, especially in the best-selling months of the year? And finally, is there a system for figuring all this out when I have tens or hundreds of products in multiple categories from factories all over the world on multiple platforms? Absolutely. That's what the Inventory Boss is designed to do for you. Now, considering these questions, a business owner has to look at several areas. One is the time of year they're making an order, the current sales trends in their particular category, upcoming sales and promotions such as coupons, ads, or other platform-specific promotions, current stock you have on hand, either at the distribution center or at your warehouse, price changes in unit cost, shipping methods, and storage options. Inventory management can be a daunting task. There's no question about it. And the best way to build a working model that allows us to accomplish the many goals of managing our inventory is to do just that. Build an entire process one step at a time. And the best way to do that is by building an algorithm. And that's exactly what we're going to do. Our 8-step inventory forecasting algorithm is just that. It's an algorithm. An algorithm, by definition, is a process or set of rules that are followed in calculations or other problem-solving operations. For us, it's just a series of calculations that we're going to bolt together to make up a single formula, which is our 8-step system. The 8 steps begin first with determining a reorder point for our product, forecasting the sales trends using historical data, and then error corrections. Now, as an aside, the Inventory Boss system uses artificial intelligence in 2 areas of the operation. And one of those areas, the first one, is in error corrections. So forecasting has bias in it, not the kind of bias you're thinking of, not political bias or personal bias, but it just has a bias. If you're going to be forecasting based on historical sales data, sometimes you're going to find that you forecast too high or too low, and that's just called the bias. And we can correct that through error correction formulas, but we can also apply some AI to correct it for us in an instant. And that's what we do. Determining the seasonality of your ASINs or your SKUs. I started on Amazon, and I just say ASIN, but ASIN, SKU, product, it's all the same thing. We're going to use the historical data to predict the dips and spikes of your sales during the year, and the seasonality is a part of that. There's 2 different things to think of in terms of seasonality. Well, actually, there's seasonality and there's events. Events are the dips and spikes that come from events, such as Prime Day or Black Friday. These are events. Even though they are typically at the same time of year, they're not seasonal, they're just events. And then there's seasonality based on your product, which would be camping gear or skiing gear or toys during Christmas. Those would be seasonal and not event specific. Factoring known events, like I just explained, promotions, Black Friday, Prime Day. Factoring manual adjustments to trends to account for increased competition or decreased demand. We factor these manual adjustments in on a percentage basis, and then we also can factor them in on a per unit basis. For example, if you have trends that are increasing or decreasing, let's say you have a lot of new competition, so your trends are going to decrease because of more people in your market space. You can change your forecast based on a percentage. Say our sales are probably going to dip another 10% because we've got 25 new entries into our category. And so you can decrease your forecast on a percentage basis. At the same time, if you plan on having a specific promotion during a particular event, you can increase through manual adjustment on a unit basis, say like 500 units. You can have manual adjustments on a percentage basis or an actual unit basis. Then we're also going to use the EOQ formula. The EOQ formula, I'm sure many of you who have been looking around for inventory management help online have run across the EOQ, and it's quite a formula. We're going to use this to help us determine how much to order and how many times a year to make that order, but we're not using the result of the EOQ formula to determine the size of our orders. And I'll explain that in the EOQ section. Actually, we have 3 videos on the EOQ, so you're going to know this inside and out once you're done with this video series. And then we have balancing your storage in Amazon or Walmart versus your warehouse, where you're paying different storage fees based on the distribution center's charges and what your pallet fees might be at your warehouse. You need to figure those out so you can balance your storage fees to your advantage to conserve your profits. And then finally, there's refining your forecasts over time. And this is what inventory management does. You are refining your systems over and over. And this is the second place where we use artificial intelligence. The Inventory Boss has an entire section just for refining your forecast and using AI to do it. So it's a fabulous system. It helps you become just as much an artist as a technician when it comes to inventory management. In this video course, you're going to learn how to build reliable mathematical models that will give you confidence to navigate traditional retail inventory issues, as well as Amazon and Walmart or other e-commerce specific inventory management issues. If you're a third-party seller, which most e-commerce sellers are, you're going to have to work with Amazon or Walmart's monthly storage fees or wherever other platform you're selling with if they have a distribution center. Increasing competition, coupon strategies, platform-specific promotions, Q4 storage fees, certainly at Amazon, October, November, and December, they will increase your storage fees. At the same time, unfortunately, maybe limiting how much you can send in. Specific sales spikes like Prime Days, different events, Black Friday weekend, Cyber Monday week, and the general Christmas buying season, which is, again, seasonality, not so much an event. And then Chinese New Year. If you're not thinking ahead about Chinese New Year, it can really mess up your shipping and your ordering, as you well know. And by the time you finish this course and have taken the time to thoroughly understand the mathematical models, which are easy, you'll be able to know exactly when to order next, how much to order, the period that order covers, accounting for seasonality during that period, and the very best storage strategy for your business. From this point forward, you'll no longer waste money on shipping or storage fees. You'll always know how much and when to order, and importantly, you will efficiently manage your operating capital. Now, these systems are important for two reasons, and I'm going to wrap up here. First, it will make you a much more advanced and profitable e-commerce seller. Your business will benefit greatly from your new skill set, and you, as a business owner, will gain tremendous confidence in yourself as a business manager. And second, if you're thinking about building your business to sell, you'll add a tremendous value to your business over others that are being looked at by the buyers. If you can also offer a proven and systematic method that you use to manage your inventory and logistics, it's just a bonus. So that's the introduction video. Thanks so much for watching. You are going to love this video series. So stay tuned for the next video and enjoy this series. It is my pleasure to offer it to you. Hey, thanks so much for watching. The entire Inventory Boss video training course is available to you starting right now. Just click the video to the right and get started today. Be sure to subscribe to our channel, like all our videos, share them with your seller friends, and visit inventoryboss.com today.